And this right here was probably the best part of the interview that nobody's talking about.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have an issue with dual citizenship. My issue is when somebody is holding a U.S. office and they are putting a foreign nation's interest before America's interest, and they are favoring that other country. And so that to me is treason. Like when you are a U.S. government official, your motivation should be to do things in the best interest of the government that you are representing, not some other
100%.
foreign
Absolutely.
country. And
Yeah.
that's the problem.
And you see right there, I'm with him 1,000%. And I don't know a lot about Dan Bilzerian. I know I've seen a couple things. I know he plays poker and all that. I watched his other interview that he had. He had one with Larry King, which was actually kind of funny. They went into his lifestyle and all that. But I think a lot of people are gravitating to this for the simple fact that he just tells it like it is. He says exactly what's on his mind, whether you agree with it or not. But what he's saying, and the whole, I recommend you guys go and watch it. They get into the whole Israel and the Gaza. They get into all of that stuff. And he tells exactly how he feels. I mean, you get to see Pat look kind of nervous when certain topics get brought up. That's the problem. You should be able to talk about everything 100% unfiltered, whether somebody likes it or not. But on this subject, what he's talking about, that's what I'm getting at. This country gets put last, period. That is the reality of the situation. America gets put last. You can see that with the border, you can see that with spending, all of that. They're not concerned about you whatsoever. And the machine just keeps rolling. Look at all the money that's been given to Ukraine, for instance. Hundreds of billions of dollars. And then you go and go look at these inner cities and any of these places. You can go look in Illinois, New York, in Nevada, in Arizona, any place, inner city, Atlanta, all these places, well, actually Georgia, but Atlanta, inner cities, or Baltimore, all of these places, none of those communities are getting any better. You still have all your homeless veterans on the street and all that, but we're taking care of other foreign lands. What foreign lands are taking care of us over their citizens? Zero. A giant donut. A donut is big enough to satisfy Chris Christie. That's the kind of donut I'm talking about. They do not care, but we do all this outreach to help everybody else and just put our country on the back burner. That's why you see, look at all of this debt. Look at all of this stuff, and people are just, and oh man, what about the feelings? This person's so nice. They don't tweet mean stuff. Some of the best coaches in the world in history are people that you would probably never want to talk to, but they get things done. Same thing with a general. I don't want no nice general complimenting somebody on their haircut or something. I want a general that doesn't play any games whatsoever. And we're strictly about winning and not losing lives. That's what we're not all into the cute talk and none of that BS. But that's what our country is getting put last. It's like if you guys have ever watched an episode of Shark Tank, right? With Kevin O'Leary on there and the Barbara and then the Mark Cuban. Man, he's become a straight loser. What's up with him? But anyways, you guys ever watch Shark Tank and the person comes up there and they have a cool idea? And like, oh yeah, and we take all these proceeds and send it over here to Haiti and what about here? I say that every time I see that. What about here? What about the streets here? What about the schooling? You see how the schooling's falling? All of this stuff can be turned around, but it's almost like nobody cares. Like, oh man, somebody else will deal with it. We'll check on it in another 4 years. What do you think's going to happen with the debt? What do you think's going to happen with the border? What do you think's going to happen with the country in general? If you see the inner cities going like this, and the cities for a fact as well, and you see the debt just climbing, you see all the illegal, all of this stuff, it's never going to change if it's not fixed. But nobody cares. But we're sending billions of dollars overseas to help all of these distant lands. So that's my whole thing. That little quick segment is what stuck out more to me than anything else they even got into. It should be America. If somebody's not talking about that, I don't want to hear it whatsoever. And that's how we got into this mess. And this is how great kingdoms, great dynasties fall. This is because people get complacent, they get fat, they live high off the hog, and then everything just crumbles. And before it's too late, they're like, "Oh my man, look at this problem, man. When did the town get this bad? How did it get like this? Because it's been like this, trending this way for years, and nothing's being done about it." So I love that he put that out there right there, and it just gets completely glossed over like everything else. But if nobody's talking about putting this country first, I don't want to hear none of it, because it's going to continue to slide until it's too late. But maybe I'm tripping. Maybe things are just beautiful. Maybe the interest rates and what you have to pay for rent and groceries, it's not no big deal. The people that caused the mess are telling you that they're going to fix it. I'll get into that in the next video. The same people that caused the mess are now telling you they are going to fix the mess they created. And people just line up, "Oh, he got my vote. Woo! Inclusive. It's inclusive." These people are just gone. Just gone. The people in the government are compromised, the media, all of it. And that's why what's taking place is taking place, and they want to keep you just away from it. Don't worry. Think about this over here. Look at this shiny toy. That's what it's all about, that misdirection to keep you completely in la la land.